Yeah. Oh, KMF, dog. Yeah. Hey, gotta count it all joy through these seasons. Said it'll get me through it. Got faith it will remove it. Didn't leave me this far so he can leave me. He ain't done what you gotta receive. Hey, remember to remind me. You're standing with your child and you're behind me. Guiding my feet and light my path towards your will. Told me to keep calm, know your God and be still. Yeah.
I used to sleep with a pistol right by my pillow. I used to think I see shadows right by the window. I used to think it was normal to live dysfunctional. That's why I hung around criminals, it felt comfortable. Suppressing my anger only frustrated me. Sensitive feelings on my sleeve were suffocating me. You see my resume, now they just need an update. On the first one out the call, I get the duct tape. That street love was so fake, and I mean fake, headed to hell, I couldn't escape. Me trying to get in heaven, like get away from the gate. Hey, I got this passion now to preach to the gangsters. Hey, I make music for the kingdom, boy, I know they could change. They say Jesus came for the sick, so it's the sick I'ma reach. Let me sprinkle the blood of Jesus on this beat. Listen. If you turn from sin, my brother, and turn to God, he can meet you where you are. It's not that hard.
Hey,
repent.
Gotta count it all joy through these seasons. Said it'll get me through it. Got faith it will remove it. Didn't leave me this far so he can leave me. He ain't done what you gotta receive. Hey, remember to remind me. You're standing with your child and you behind me. Guiding my feet and light my path towards your will. Told me to keep calm, know your God and be still. Yeah.
I don't even preach with a suit and tie on. This is the hill that I choose to die on. Turn your light on, it can't be hidden. Thank the Lord, man, I am forgiven. You could have left me, but you didn't leave me. Why you want me and you didn't need me? Hey, there's a friend right there, yeah. Coming here right there. Lamp like humility, son, like obedience. I come in full agreement with your will, cause I believe in it. I know what broken is, I know what hopeless is, I know what homeless is. Nowhere to live. I ain't spent a couple nights at the homeless crib, but you ain't wanna eat the food, cause you know what it is. I know who Moses is, I know who Joseph is. How's bogus brothers still but it wrong? Life lesson, big question. Is they really gonna let you when the money gone? Lord, why I'm feeling like the world don't care. I try to do my best even though it seems unfair. They hated you, so they gon' hate me too. It's an honor, man, to take this last they gave to you, yeah. You turn from sin, and you turn to God. He can meet you where you are, it's not that hard.
Hey,
repent.
Gotta count it all joy through these seasons. Said it'll get me through it. Got faith it will remove it. Didn't leave me this far so he can leave me. He ain't done what you gotta receive. Hey, remember to remind me. You're standing with your child and you're behind me. Guiding my feet and light my path towards your will. Told me to keep calm, know your God and be still. Yeah. Break off the steel off my wrist, I'm a bill. Set my Isaac on the altar, I shall do your will. Brain made up and won't change up. Yeah, I care about the souls, not the fame, bruh. Used to walk around my head down, do that now, but let the Lord guide me wherever I step now. Won't tell me to guide my heart when I'm away in chat time. Ask God to chase desires in your heart. Do your part to confess to the Lord. People, it's not that hard. Time at the dime was wasted time at the time. All my fleshly habits, I had it in that Sandra line. You ever got to the point where you decided you ain't need no help? Sleeping was the medicine, off the drugs was the best you felt. I came to tell you that illusion is shattered. Gotta feel you with this feeling that your mind can even fathom. Hey, I came to tell you that illusion is shattered. Every season you encounter, it's a battle. Gotta count it all joy through these seasons. Said it'll get me through it. Got faith it will remove it. Didn't leave me this far so he can leave me. He ain't done what you gotta receive. Hey, remember to remind me. You're standing with your child and you're behind me. Guiding my feet and light my path towards your will. Told me to keep calm, know your God and be still. Yeah.
I threw all my weed away. Jesus, you can lead the way. You got everything I need. You came to bleed for thugs and thieves. I threw all my guns away. Lord, I said I'm done today. You got everything I need. You came to bleed for thugs and thieves. I threw all my gin away. Like I don't wanna sin today. You got everything I need. You came to bleed for thugs and thieves. I lived a life of crime, but I left that life behind, cause he got everything I need. He came to bleed for thugs and thieves. I got this passion now to preach to the gangster men. I make music for the kingdom. Look, I know they could change. They say Jesus came for the sick. It's the sick I'ma reach. Let me sprinkle the blood of Jesus on this beat. Check it out, look. You turn from sin, you turn to God. He can meet you where you are, it's not that hard. One more time, tell him. You turn from sin, and you turn to God. He can meet you where you are, it's not that hard. Repent.
Bizzle, got over money, yeah. I just been sitting back, watching, taking in information, not jumping to conclusions. They try to play on our emotions so much, I like to just sit back and wait for the dots to connect. You feel me? It sucks watching people sleep. I understand now why the higher-ups call people sheep. They go where you send them. Of all the things that should offend them, they only focus on what you tell them should upset them. I remember this music exec told me the people are sheep, most of them stupid as heck. Focus on you, get a check. But I refuse to mislead people or view them as less, just to be mocked by the same people I choose to protect. It's like I'm back in the day, going against massa and getting attacked by the slaves, taking my lashes while they laughing away, cause they don't know that I was trying to free them. They played a clip for them, told them I was trying to leave them. I found out they putting poison in what they feed us, to kill us slow from the inside and make us weaker. They said he's trying to steal your food, he wants your children to starve. They showed a picture of me burning all the shit we've been eating, cause when the truth make them shook at me, they drum up a case. If they could change how you look at me, you'll laugh while they whooping me in front of your face. The right narrative can bury who they want to erase. Remember Lauryn Hill spoke up? Crazy. Chappelle didn't want to wear a dress when he left, he was crazy. Ye was in the bed with dead celebrities calling himself Jesus, but when he met Jesus, crazy. Trump was they buddy. They all got money. Before he ran for president, these same folks loved him. I wonder what changed though. Is it cause he racist or wouldn't light the White House up like a rainbow? You don't find it funny that the same Grammys and Oscars we call racist claim to hate him because of that? A whole industry that promotes evil consistently, now they hate evil and shame people who disagree. Some of that he bring on himself, and so do Ye though. You can't meet with him, agree with him, or say his name no, but call you a coon, Uncle Tom, and say you ain't black. You wonder why Joe Biden feel comfortable enough to say that? Isn't that the same way you used to manipulate cats, calling you homophobic when you don't agree with they plans? Black folks running the same plays the gays ran, cause black lives didn't matter till we shook they hand. Then it was first gay NFL player black, then it was first gay NBA player black, then they had a wedding at the Grammys presented by him and a black rapper, and guess who officiated that? A black woman. They used our oppression as a tool for protection and sympathy as a weapon, just like you. I see the dots start connecting as these fake Jews call Ye anti-Semitic. History of oppression, you can't disagree with them. Sympathy is a weapon. If you do, you mistreating them. They rip the black billionaire in front of your face to say no matter how rich you get, stay in your place, nigga. Promote sex, drugs, murder on the daily. You can kill babies. You can say a man got pregnant by a lady. The things that you can't say don't make you question why what you can say is gravy. I'm a killer nigga, I'm a killer Jew. One of those are wrong, one of those are cool. One of those will get a rich black man canceled. The other one will put a new Grammy on his mantle. But what do I know? I'm just a Christian rapper, black entrepreneur, black father active, black husband rapping like he care about a black life, black philanthropist, water to Africa and a Flint, black man of God with a catalog your children can rap along with in the car with you, and it's hard. And I ain't saying this so y'all support me, I'm just trying to show you what y'all been calling corny. People remember the narrative is imperative. What other reason would Jews flip on Jesus and choose Barabbas? We still choosing the killers over the healers, huh? We still follow whatever leaders they give us, huh? Look at the ones with the most influence, they won't go against the grain, they paid to make the grain look doper to us. I digress, y'all. I just be over here corny watching all the cool rappers put a dress on. I just want you to take a look at the industry, Hollywood and music. Look at the symmetry, look at what they push, look at what they claim to be about. Look how anybody in disagreement get weeded out. Think about what you and them agree about. Abortion and same sex, and one result they both bring about: death. But God is light, so the plan is murder your seed to make sure it don't get planted.
Where's the line?
Y'all remember God made a promise to Abraham to multiply his seed. Now look at Satan's plan. He got us brainwashed so bad, we march for the right to do it to ourselves. Look, ma, no hands. But you don't think the devil real, so you can't see it. So you never understand why they hate Jesus. Just beware of wickedness in high places, claiming they Jews, but they the synagogue of Satan. Listen. I was on the plane the other day, and I'm watching this movie called Ocean's 8. And these ladies, they were pulling off this bank heist. And halfway through the movie, I realized I'm rooting for the bank robbers. They're the bad guys, but that's whose side I'm on in this thing. I want them to get away. And I asked myself, how is the Christian going for the bad guy in the movie? And I know you'd be like, oh, but it's just a movie. I've never watched the episode of SVU and was hoping that the pedophile got off. So what's the difference? Why is it when I watch Bad Boys, I'm going for the cops? When I watch Takers, I'm going for the robbers? Then it hit me. The director is able to present this thing in such a way that he can control which side I fall on. So my question to you is, if this director can do this with his finite brain, how much more do you think Satan is able to do? If he controls the people who control the narrative. Y'all better get in that word. CNN might say one thing, Fox might say another thing, but the word of God remains the same. Yeah.
All right, all right. Shalom, shalom to the brethren. What up, to everybody else? This is Yah's Word on the Street, where we discuss world, national, and local news from a biblical and Hebraic perspective. I am Brandon Lewis, and I am joined by my better half, Uriah Yasharal Yahoo.
Shalom. Shalom.
All right. We are in this thing. This is the Shabbat edition for us. You know, we observe Luna. And shout out to all the full mooners. It is also a full moon tonight. So, you know, oftentimes the slitherers, first sign of light, and the full mooners, they don't always line up, but they lining up tonight. So Shabbat Shalom to all the full mooners out there, all the Lunar Sabbath full mooners. But I had a couple stories I wanted to bring out tonight. Just to see where this might take us. You know, on this podcast, oftentimes we talk a lot about the shot, talk a lot about, you know, everything involved in that, right? But every now and again, we get into social issues. And all these stories just about is social issues, other than the story about the fungus, right? So, starting from the first to the last, fungal infections rising, giving fear. Oh no,
You can't see.
We'll
see.
Not supposed to see. I'm reading it to you.
Okay.
A dangerous fungal infection is spreading across the U.S. Okay. Woman found lookalike online and killed her to fake her own death. And honor killing of YouTube star sparks outrage in Iraq. We're going to look into what an honor killing is. I'm sure a lot of you might not have heard of it, but you're going to hear about it tonight. We're going to get into that a little later. Miss Uriah, we have talked about these stories. What do you think so far, just about the titles, you know, about the fungus, about the, you know, the the chick trying to fake her own death and like taking an innocent life just because. As we know, it gets deeper. It's more to it than that. It's other people involved in
I,
the story and all that. But
I don't know who's involved. I don't know. I mean, you've done the research, so
well, I guess you
it's
gonna find
it's
out with the people then.
right. I guess
What is our son doing in there? He is really having his way, and I hear it.
he's he's trying to go to bed, but the the as far as the fungal thing, I already know that I have a couple different things to say about that. Of course, if you guys watched the first episode, we was talking about, or the young lady on the um second half of the presentation or whatever, she was speaking on, they're already on to the next pandemic and whatnot. So um that's what I feel like this could be leading to. And of course, if you know that show The Last of Us, how
We're gonna
that
pull it out. I'm gonna show that in a trailer.
okay. Well, yeah, so that's another thing. The honor killing that sparked outrage in Iraq. I don't have to get into the article to actually give an opinion on that. As far as the like that's wild. That's wild. Like, what would you gonna do? But we'll get into that.
All right. If you could have a talk with our son about that, or just mute your mic when you're not talking. Shout out to all the street teamers that's gonna join us tonight. Oh yeah, also, we hope to bring back the Hebrew word of the day. We're gonna be reaching out to our Aunt Kafa. Um, hopefully he's able to join us tonight. He'll be going over the word lob, which is the Hebrew word for heart. He's gonna break that down as to the attributes. All of the Hebrew words mean something, and it means action, right? It's characteristics to each letter that makes up each word. So he's hopefully, Abba willing, he will join us to break that down. Shout out to our sis Zakaria who had started doing the Hebrew word of the day, and it was a good idea to have that. So we hope to continue that. Uh, yeah. So let's get right on into it. Let's get into that fungus deal. First off, I would like to share a trailer for those of you that don't know. First off, I'm sharing this video out of the fair use agreement. I played those two songs earlier under the fair use agreement. I do not own any of the rights to those songs or to this video, and I'm not claiming to own it. I'm using it for entertainment and educational purposes. Just like to make that clear. You know, that's how you got to talk to them these days. But there is a show called The Last of Us, and this show takes place in the year 2023. Was crazy, but it started off with the outbreak of a fungal infection. Okay, um, it was this growth of fungus that started to um take over the bodies of dead people. And what's crazy is that there's this stuff that comes out of people's mouths that kind of moves. It moves like this. right? The fungus is in people's mouths moving, right? And what's crazy is that there's stuff in the bioweapon, in the shot, right, that does the exact same thing.
I would like to say something first because I believe in the beginning they thought it was a parasite. That's why in the later episodes there's two different it seems like there's two different types of um zombies or mutations of whatever it is. One looks parasitic and the other one looks fungal, you know? So it's a difference in the two, but they both act like they both do the same thing, take over the host and basically, you know, control the host that way.
All right. Well, um, we'll watch this trailer and then we'll get into this news article that says there is an actual outbreak of fungus across the U.S. that's currently killing people.
If you don't think there's hope for the world, why bother going on?
You haven't seen the world. So you don't know.
What's going on with the video?
Keep going for family.
I'm not family.
No?
I'm sorry, y'all. I usually don't have this horrible of internet. Like this is
Cargo.
wild. This is wild, wow. The devil is a lie.
Why are you so important?
Well, I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what. This is what we're gonna do. Right? Go and check that out on your own. Go to YouTube, look up the Last of Us trailer, and you could see it that way. But we're gonna look into this news article right now. I don't know why they did that. That really kind of bothers me. You know what I'm saying? Uh, where is it? Dangerous fungal infection across the U.S. Here we go. All right. This is the fungal deal, I guess, under a microscope, right? Looks pretty weird. A dangerous fungal infection is spreading across the U.S. How concerned should we be? Says if you grew up in Arizona or California, you are obsessed with the HBO series The Last of Us. You may already be familiar with the dangers of fungal infections, particularly valley fever. And while the vast majority of valley fever cases are reported in the Southwest, experts are saying the fungal infection is spreading due to climate change. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention reported roughly 20,000 cases of valley fever in 2019, with the caveat that this number is likely underreported by tens of thousands due to misdiagnosis. The same year, a study tracking valley fever predicted the number of cases could be more than double by the year 2100 and expand north into drier states in a high warming scenario. Valley fever used to be referred to as desert rheumatism because of its correlation to the desert climate and its impact on the lungs. According to the University of Arizona, the fungus that causes the respiratory illness is found in hot, dry environments, which is why, as the planet heats up, experts have predicted valley fever will expand past the southwest region. In general, different fungal species have different environmental conditions that allow them to flourish, says Amish A. Adalja, senior scholar at Johns Hopkins Center for Health Security. As environmental conditions change, more areas may become hospitable to their growth. I guess this is probably, oh no, we're not doing that. Right. So this is what I like to think, right? I like to think they're always, shout out to Michael Ricks, right? He said, Shalom, shalom to you, Aki. Uh, I think these people hide things, right? And I think they use other things to cover up other things. It's crazy that, you know, the ingredients from the jab, we've said on this podcast, and other people have said outside of this podcast, that it's has a possibility to turn people into zombies, right? All of a sudden now, there's this new hit series about zombies. Not to mention, there is a CDC protocol for a zombie outbreak, right? There's a there's a training manual for what to do in case of a zombie outbreak before all of this, right? And here's this TV show saying that, zombies happen from a fungus outbreak. And now all of a sudden, I've been living all my life. I ain't heard about no damn 20,000 people dying from no fungus outbreak.
Well, you got the meningitis that they was saying was hitting hard a lot of people, and ain't isn't that fungal meningitis? And it was that.
Right? Could you pull it up and see on your computer? And if you find some, share it with us. Uh, you know, it's just strange how they put all of this stuff out there. It's kind of like, okay, say for some reason there is zombies, right? They're not gonna say it's because of the shot. You know what they're gonna say? It's because of the fungus outbreak. Like, this is how these people move. It's already people dying, which we said on this podcast a year and a half ago. We said it's gonna take a year to 2 years for people to start dying. Now some people did die immediately. We know this, right? Some people died at the site getting the shot. Died right there. We've been seeing a rise in heart attacks among people under the age of 30. Right? We've even seen heart attacks in teenagers. This is not supposed to happen. Right? Uh, it's just really wild and really sad because over half America is fully uh inoculated, meaning they've met all requirements. So but anyway, that's one story. The next story we got is did you find something?
I'm sorry, I had to plug the laptop in because it was about to die while I was searching. So I wanted to share something also. Um, you were talking about we was talking about the meningitis and the fungal. I didn't really hear what you said after that because, like I said, I had to put everything down to get the charger. But Um, even in the Walking Dead series, in all these zombie movies, they usually start out, like I say, either parasitic or fungal. In the Walking Dead, it was um the way the guy in season 2, the little guy that got out the CDC, he said it works like meningitis. What it do is it gets into the body, it attacks the, what is it? I think the central nervous system, and it shuts it down. So what it do, it's like a leech, really. And so what it does is it controls you. That's where the zombie part comes in at, because it literally controls you. You have no function, no own control over your own body. And so I mean, of course it kills you. And that's when, because your body, I mean, you're dead, but it's there's something still alive, the organism or whatever, the fungus or whatever is still growing, or so they say. Let's
We're having issues
one
with
of
this internet.
one of the one of the main characters that just that, she was explaining how on the fungus that is making everybody zombies and everything like that, it can literally find you, it can seek out itself, and that's how it's growing. Because if you come in contact with a person who is infected or has been around, I guess, what they would consider patient zero or whatever, but in this case it's anywhere, it can find itself, and that's how it grows. And so it seemed like it's inescapable at the end of the day.
Mm. And the crazy thing about that mixed with the whole nanoparticle thing, mixed with the whole sound wave thing, and then you think about the 5G towers. You think about the fact that you'd be hard pressed to go anywhere and not be bombarded with sound waves. So it's like there's nowhere. I mean, there's few places you could really go to get away from the reach of either the fungus or either the sound waves and the frequencies. So whether they do it parasitically, fungally, or even with
Fre- Frequencies and stuff.
sound waves and frequencies, you can't really run from this stuff. Like you really just gotta have your game tight. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be able to just defend or have some kind of hedge of protection, be it the most high, because man, you gotta see this episode 3. Now, it's wild, but there's a guy who was a prepper.
No, 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 no,
You don't wanna
no,
know, you don't want to spoil
no,
alert.
no.
It's not a big spoil. I'm not gonna tell you the part that's gonna really throw you. This is just I'm just saying there's a guy who's a prepper, and let's just say, man, I ain't gonna spoil it for you. Let's get into the next story. The next story is a woman found a lookalike online and killed her in order to fake her own death. This the kind of world we living in out here, brethren.
That's the wildest to me, because it's like, where did you possibly think you was gonna go? I mean, unless you're a person that has like a lot of money where you can go enjoy you faking your own death somewhere, like, I don't see what the point of that is. It just don't make any sense. And then the DNA part, it's not like y'all have the same DNA. It's just wild.
Yep, she'd had to find an old cousin or something. You gonna do it?
Somebody had to help her. Ain't no way she do this by herself.
Woman found lookalike online and killed her to fake her own death. Prosecutors said. A German woman. This is a Wahite woman is accused of murdering a lookalike she found on Instagram in an elaborate attempt to fake her own death. The alleged perpetrator, identified only as 23-year-old Sharaban K, killed beauty blogger Khadija O, also 23, in Ingolstadt, Germany, last August, according to investigators. Khadija O had been brutally stabbed more than 50 times, with her body left on the back seat of Sharaban K's Mercedes. Sharaban K had an accomplice identified as her boyfriend, Shakir K, subsequently went into hiding. When the body was found, police traced the car's registration to Sharaban K's family. Given the corpse had been disfigured, investigators assumed that she was the victim. So look, at one point she had won. At one point she made it. The police thought she was dead. She had faked her own death. However, a subsequent autopsy report uncovered that the actual victim was Khadija O, prompting an investigation into the bizarre case dubbed the doppelganger murder by German media. This week, police charged Sherbin K with murder, with prosecutors saying she trawled Instagram in a bid to find a victim who matched her physical appearance. It has been confirmed that the accused had contacted several women via Instagram before the act who seemed to look similar to her. Attorney General Veronica Greiser told local publication Bill. It can be assumed that the suspect wanted to go into hiding due to internal disputes with her family and fake her own death. Look at these people here. Look at these people here. One's dead and one's done.
I mean, they definitely look similar. I'm not even gonna lie, but you can't change DNA. So her plan failed from the jump. And then she killed somebody that was well known. Like
Right. Somebody well known. You thought you was finna. And then you didn't think about the fact that you in this woman's DMs to the point to where y'all met. So obviously y'all arranged a meeting. And you don't think you could be traced?
and not the fact that she was already trolling people before she even got to her. She was seeking out.
And then,
That's premeditated.
I mean, of course, yeah, but they're in Germany. I don't know if they're gonna do it like that. And then, she got the complexion for the protection, And it's like this too. You gonna kill somebody because you beefing with your family? You having disputes with your family? You want to fake your own? These white people problems. This is that millennial. This that 2K baby stuff. You was almost a 2K baby.
No, I was
This
not.
was almost. This was
Don't disrespect.
almost.
Don't disrespect me like that. Don't disrespect me like that.
This is wild, B. The alleged perpetrator, identified on this 23-year-old Sherbin K, left killed beauty blogger Khadijah Wright, Ingolstadt, Germany. Okay.
They little
According to investigators, Sherabin K connected with beauty blogger Khadijah O via Instagram sometime last summer, sending her messages about cosmetics. This is more than premeditated. She had a premeditation for the premeditation. You gonna talk to somebody for last summer? You didn't kill him to August? Well, I mean, I guess it ain't too long. But still, that's a time frame. The whole time you dealing with this person, your whole plan is to kill them.
That's
Look at
that's
this.
that's scary. That's scary. You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, of course, the world we live in today is only going to get worse. You know, scriptures say hearts of men gonna wax cold, lovers of themselves, all of those things. But it's just so crazy that um the diabolical plans. B. This is like you said. These is them complacing for the protection problems. Well, ours is on a different level and scale and all of that. I don't see someone of
Hey,
us doing this type of thing.
I got a side note. When I was looking for stories to bring out, I came across this story about this dude at Walmart. Black dude. This this dude tries to steal like 20 some items at the self checkout, right? He gets caught. He buys most of his stuff, but he tries to steal those 23 items. They catch him. He going to jail. He tells the people, could y'all go and put the stuff I bought? Could y'all go put it up in my car? He tells the police this. The police go to put his stuff in the car. He gives them his keys. The police go to put the stuff in the car. The police like, you know what? I'm going to put it in this trunk. This is what they say, by the way, which he might be able to beat this. I don't know. But the police go to put his stuff in the trunk, and it's 20 some pounds of weed in the trunk and mushrooms.
I thought she was gonna say a dead body or something, because that'd be the wildest.
20 pounds of weed. That's intent to distribute. They charge him with intent to distribute.
Well, I don't know that type. I don't. You know, that's why you
I don't
here.
know
I
why
don't
this
know
nigga
that.
got 20 some pounds of weed and you stealing out of Walmart. You going to jail. Well, you know, he might be able to beat it because he didn't give them permission to search his car. Apparently it was put up, I guess, or something, and they smelt a strong odor. But at the
But
end of the day,
I thought if he told them go put this in my car, he gave them access to go to the car.
yeah, that's it.
Now this well okay. So the search and so permission to
What the cops
entry
should have
and search
did,
is different.
if he fight it, what they'll probably do is scare him to cop a plea. What that cop should have did was smelt the weed and went and got a warrant, or came back and asked the dude. But you don't come back and ask. I don't think the dude thought, he couldn't have thought that they go in the trunk. He thought they just put it in the car. But at the end of the day, nigga, you bought this stuff. Tell them people hold this stuff till you get out. You got 20 pounds of weed. Obviously, you doing something
I would
to
have
where
said
you
for
can bond out off a damn theft charge from Walmart. Now
it
you
depends.
done.
No, it depends though because a certain amount is a felony now. What is it over
Even
five?
if
I
it's a
think it's over five.
felony, listen.
So,
Even if
and
it's
I'm just
grand
saying.
larceny, you talking about $500 cash bond, cash only bond, or 10% of 5,000 or something. Nothing compared to that intent to distribute. Now it's 3, 4, 5 times whatever it was going to be for that grand larceny. I don't even think it was grand larceny. It had to have been larceny.
I don't know what none of those are. So
Grand larceny is like stealing, I think, over $500. Larceny is under $500.
that don't even feel like that's what it should be called. But okay, it made it
Anyway,
sense. Yeah.
so I got a scripture that I want to share about this case, right? Uh, it really kind of brings everything on home, you know, when you really think about it. Go to that Second Timothy chapter 4, where we going. Some of you should have already known. You know anything about it? Second Timothy chapter 4, start at verse 3. For the time is coming, and that time is now, brethren. The time is coming when people will not put up with sound doctrine, but having itching ears, they will accumulate for themselves teachers to suit their own desires, and will turn away from listening to the truth and wander away to myths. You know, this is the state we're living in. This is why a girl could stalk another woman and set her up to kill her, you know, and go through different women. We not First of all, this woman is courting people like she a dude or something, trying to find a wife, interviewing people. And you know what I'm saying? Hidden inboxes, you know. That's how I met my baby. I got in the inbox. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't planning on stabbing her 50 times. You know what I'm saying? I had good intentions about her. You know, I want to make an honest woman out of her. You know, put a bun in the oven. You know what I'm talking about? And I did that.
You
I
just
want
say
to say that
that
I
every episode. You
did.
do not have to
Well,
say that every episode.
I really do. I really do. But
No,
you
you
know,
don't.
we're talking about the people now. We're not talking about you. Okay? Don't be selfish. But we living in a time, man. Think how crazy that is. You have to think. This wasn't just, a ugly woman per se, right? You know, and she's dealing with another female that's not ugly, probably greeting her with smiles and kind of upbeat. Hey, hi, and all that. You know how they talk. How are you? You know what I'm saying? All nice and sweet to her. Stab this woman 50 times. She was probably trying to disfigure her, so she probably stabbed her all in the face and everything. This is these the type of people you pass in the streets. These the type of people you say hi to, shalom to. You might even work with some of these people capable of this type of stuff. So, there's that. Now, let's get into this last story we got here. This is a quick episode today. I just wanted to bring these out, touch on this thing. Let's Have you ever heard of a honor killing, babe? Prior to today, right? Because I've been talking about it.
Um, um, it almost seems like a justified murder,
Oh, let's
basically.
look it up. Let's look it up here. What what is honor killing? Honor killing in certain cultures, the killing of a relative, especially a girl or woman who is perceived to have brought dishonor on her family, on the family. That's what honor killing, by and large, is. Right? So we have an honor killing that took place in Iraq. Let's read about it. This is deep because a lot of us talk that Bible talk, you know. We said, you know, Torah keepers and all that. Well, that's how these people is getting down out here. Honor killing of YouTube star sparks outrage in Iraq. There's another Wahite woman, you know, supposed to be Iraqi, but she looks white to me. Death of the death of a young YouTube star at the hands of her father has sparked outrage in Iraq as so-called honor killings continue in the conservative country. Tiba al-Ali, 22, was killed by her father on 31st of January in the southern province of Dewania. That sounds Hebrew. Interior Ministry spokesperson Saad Mayan said on Twitter on Friday, police had attempted to mediate between Ali to I said meditate. Police had attempted to mediate between Ali, who lived in Turkey and was visiting Iraq, and her relatives to resolve the family dispute in a definitive manner, Mayan said. Ali's father was reported to have been unhappy about her decision to live alone in Turkey. Mayan said that after the police's initial encounter with the family, we were surprised the next day with the news of her killing at the hands of her father, as he admitted in his initial confession. He did not give further details on the nature of the dispute. Ali had gained a following on YouTube where she posted videos of her daily life in which her fiance often appeared. A police source speaking to AFP on condition of anonymity, meanwhile, confirmed that the dispute dated back several years. She had traveled to Turkey with her family in 2017. So if she was 22, this would have been what, 5 years ago? She'd have been what, 17? She had traveled to Turkey with her family in 2017, but she refused to return home with them and stayed in the country and lived there since, the police said. Her death has sparked uproar among Iraqis on social media, who have called for protests in Baghdad on Sunday to demand justice in response to her death. Women in our societies are hostage to backward customs due to the absence of legal deterrence and government measures, which currently are not commensurate with the size of domestic violence crimes, wrote veteran politician Ali Talabani. Whoa. Allah Talabani. Wow, on Twitter. Human rights activist Hannah or Hanai, I don't know how you would say that, Hannah Edward told AFP, according to voice recordings attributed to Ali, she left her family because she was sexually assaulted by her brother. The Iraqi Observatory for Human Rights also reported the allegation. AFP could not independently verify the authenticity of the voice recording. Amnesty International condemned the horrific killing, saying the Iraqi penal code still treats leniently so called honor crimes comprising violent acts such as assault and even murder. Its deputy direct its deputy director for the Middle East and North Africa, Aya Mazoub, said until the Iraqi authorities adopt robust legislation to protect women and girls, we will inevitably continue to witness horrific murders. Well, what do you think about that there, babe? Miss Uriah? Got on that there. Hmm? Can't hear you if you're talking.
Didn't say anything. Um, I mean, there's really
Being a
nothing to
woman,
say. I
do
mean,
you
there's a
think it
lot.
was true what she said about her brother?
How you gonna ask me that?
Because I didn't read that part earlier, but this is the thing, right? For her father to feel that strongly to kill her living with some dude, you know, without being married, that was a no-no. I get the fact of, even if it was true of what happened with the brother, I mean, you still don't get with this dude because that's not what y'all do, man.
I mean,
I feel like
it's easy.
America is a place where people could go and be wicked, or it is the place where people get their wicked, or even Western countries, right? America, Europe, you know, all that, right? This is where people get the air in their chest from. Like, I could do it, women's rights and liberation and all this stuff. Everybody's not on that. You know what I'm saying? Like, now, granted, we could say, well, they need reform, they need change, and all of this and that. But it's like this, right? America's really not this this women's liberation stuff. For the most part, it don't really benefit. Really,
What is this whole women's liberation that you speak of? I mean, I don't. I mean, I don't feel like I don't feel like women are really asking for a whole lot. I'm not talking about us being equals and stuff like that. I'm not talking about that, but I'm talking about women want to be respected. There's nothing wrong with wanting to be respected, to be seen as a person rather than a servant or a slave or whatever. Like, you wanna feel like you better outside of what someone can give to someone. That's all. It has. I don't like. There are organizations that do take it too far. Like, oh, I could do the whole independent woman thing. But even in that, I feel like it's another title that has been placed on black women because that's the position that we've been put in. And then if a woman can take it off, she probably would. But not to say that it would be easy though, but just the fact that, like, if someone has been in that mask, that persona all their life, you can't expect for that to come down. So, for that German woman, if she says she experienced something like if she said she experienced something like that, it had to be something drastic as to why she didn't want to return home with her family. You know what I'm saying? And
You
maybe
got
that
right.
dude, I
Now,
mean,
now,
Iraqi.
now, I get that, right? Now, it's two possibilities to that. It could be that, trauma with the brother, if it's true. But if it's not true, then it leaves the room of that I wanna I wanna live my life. I wanna be like everybody else. I wanna be like the world kind of deal. Right? Which we see she didn't just live in the other country and work and go to school. She got with a dude that lived with her that she was not married to. That is very much against her cultural custom.
So, but it doesn't. But it says she got killed for one thing, though. I mean, well, okay, I guess because the fact that they threw that she was a YouTube superstar or whatever, they're trying to. I feel like that's the scapegoat because she was a YouTube
The
sensation.
guy
So now she
appeared in
got
the
it back.
video. The guy appeared in the video that
So
it said her fiance often appeared in the video. So from the father's point of view, he's like, hey, you you out here, you know, and they just they don't even like they women being looked at, much less you gonna live with my daughter.
I understand that. I get that. It is, and I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that for a woman to say that and not go, I don't see why it would she would have to make it up. Like if she, I do see why it's probably punishable by death. Like the whole no, that's Muslim, the Sharia law and stuff. That's Muslim, right? Well, yeah. But anyway,
We actually got something kind of similar, even with men, right? Let's let's go there real quick, and then you can tell me what you think about this, right? Because you know we say we you know Torah keepers and things of that nature, but let's go into Torah and see what the Torah say about certain things. This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 21. We start at verse 18. Oh man. Oh, no, okay. If a man have a stubborn and rebellious son, which will not obey the voice of his father or the voice of his mother, and that when they have chastened him, will not hearken unto them. Then shall his father and mother lay hold on him, and bring him out unto the elders of his city, and unto the gate of his place. And they shall say unto the elders of his city, this our son is stubborn and rebellious. He will not obey our voice. He is a glutton and a drunkard. And all the men of his city shall stone him with stones that he die. So shalt thou put evil away from among you, and all Yasharal shall hear and fear.
well, there it is. Ain't nothing else to say.
You know, we say y'all's word on the street now. Now, granted, because as a nation we've all kind of transgressed in a lot of ways. We all have committed certain abominations in the eyes of the Most High Yah. Some would say some more grievous than others. But as we said, this man was a drunkard and a glutton. He didn't say he killed nobody. He didn't say he raped nobody. You know what I'm saying? It didn't say he stole nothing. The man liked to drink and eat. And here, an example has to be made out of him. So I feel like what they did over there is no different than that. It said it went over for years, right? And then now this is my thing too, though. If the son did molest his sister, he should have been killed too. He should have been killed first. If he had been killed first, she might not have had to have gotten killed. That's just a righteous judge. If the daddy was going to be a true righteous judge and the son was guilty, he should have killed them dead as
I agree.
but that just that just is what it is. That's my opinion on the thing, and that's all the stories I got tonight. Um, you got anything else you want to say or bring out to the people?
Uh, Not at this moment, but I will most high willing see y'all later on in the week at some point. I'll be talking to my sisters. I just want to, encourage, uplift, you know, bring something out like that, a heavy discussion. So I'm gonna try to set that up, and hopefully I'll have something pretty soon.
All right. As a recap on this story, I would like to say, the Most High is calling all of us to a certain standard. He's calling all of us to a certain level of conducting ourselves with a certain excellence, right? And that's really what it's all about. Because if that father felt disgraced by what his daughter did, how much more would our father be disgraced by certain things we might do, you know? And if that father killed his daughter by whatever means he killed her and felt justified in it, how much more justified would our father be to kill us? You know, that's what we have to take away from this. And the seriousness of that, we need to know and comprehend so that we don't handle our father lightly, you know? Because that girl, for all intents and purposes, you know, she knew something was up. That's why she didn't come back for 5 years. I don't know what made her think she could come back this time, but as you see, it didn't go well, right? So, I just would to remind us all to be circumspect, you know what I'm saying, from the story about the chick killing a lookalike. You got to be watchful and look for spirits. That girl had to have had a spirit on her, a demonic spirit. Ain't no way she didn't, and she's out for blood. You need to learn how to discern when a person's out for blood. You need to be able to look in their eyes and see murder, see death, see lies, see deceit before you end up somewhere stabbed 50 times, or worse, you know. Like with the story about the girl and her daddy. We need to make sure that we honor our Abba, that he see not fit to kill us. Although, he is well within his rights, you know. Uh, uh, as for the fungus and all that, listen, man, this earth has been in operation for at least 6,000 years, and we ain't heard none of this stuff. It ain't nothing in no history books or no hieroglyphs or nothing about no fungus overtaking nothing. Anything that's happened is man made, or it's Yah made. If it's man made, you know, he kill and he make alive. He's in control. You better believe it. These people ain't doing nothing without his hand in it or his approval of it. But it's all to be a trial and a fire for us that we might be perfected, that we might show ourselves approved by enduring and overcoming. Heard what Mashiach said, he who endures to the end. You know, you if you having problems with the basics of this walk, you having problems, you know, concentrating, you having problems praying, you having problems getting into the word and all this stuff. You're not ready for a zombie apocalypse. If you can't handle that, that zombie apocalypse is really gonna turn you. You hear me? If the Russians land, if the Chinese land, you gonna be in trouble. Because your mind ain't even set for small things. It really ain't gonna be set for big things. So let's take this time, man, to ponder the unponderable. Let's consider the unconsidered. You know, what if? What if? Then what? What if it's a zombie apocalypse? What are you gonna do? What if the Russians hit? What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Cry? As we say
The
down south, you gonna barbecue a meal do. You know what I'm saying?
what?
You gonna barbecue a meal do? Or you gonna get it cooking or you gonna meal do? You gonna sit still and turn into trash, turn into nothingness.
Hmm.
Don't be doing my southern slang. Hey, listen, you from up north somewhere. Ain't no taco stand. We ain't talking about you know, Taito Taco Bell and all that. We ain't doing all that.
That's a commercial. That's everywhere.
But yeah, man. Thank y'all for joining us. We'll see y'all next time, man. Y'all's word on the street. This is Brandon Lewis.
I'm your
That's
Raya. I'm your Reezy. Just call me your Reezy.
you're easy. No one calls her that but K for Yali. Uh
Well,
I sent K for the link. He didn't join us, so next time I will prepare the Hebrew word of the day and bring it to y'all. So hopefully at least in the show you can learn how to speak some Hebrew. You know what I'm saying?
some
And
arboretum.
Aubrey. All right. So all praise to the Most High. Thanks to the Son Yahushua Hamashiach. Join y'all next time. Uh, same same channel. Maybe not the same people. My baby might be here, and I might not be here, or I might be here, and she might not be here. We never know. Just stay tuned. Like, share, subscribe. 12 tribes.
One nation.
Hallelujah.